So as you know, Hive updated Murder Mystery. Is it a good update? No, it's not. Pigment is easily my least favourite map of the new update. It's got an okay design, the colour scheme is, well, as is the map, very showing to be red, blue and yellow, which, yeah, it's quite basic, it's quite nice, it's got a very tight layout, which, yeah, it's not too bad. It's quite an unbalanced map, I would think. I would say it's easy as Murderer, but at the same time it's also quite hard if the players know what they're doing. Like, it's something like that for every other game, but it's very dependent on the map this time because of one little thing, or should I say really three little things. This little thing is a cube, obviously, and there are two others, one in blue, one in yellow. By collecting all three cubes, you'll be granted with a bow and arrow, or if you already have 10 coins, a second arrow. What did Hive think when they decided to give innocents a second arrow, basically making them into nerfed sheriffs? It is plainly a terrible idea to give innocents a second arrow, and it does nothing to sheriff, and even worse, it does nothing to murderer. You can literally get all three of these cubes in 10 seconds in most situations. It is really unfair for murderer in this map, I think. Now that's the bad map out of the way, let's get into the two awesome maps. First one being Remnant. While being quite unbalanced for murderer, like in Pigment, it's more of a ESO on steroids, and ESO is possible, so this one doesn't really have anything that flashes out as unbalanced, apart from having how open it is and how many highlights there are, which is a skill you can recover from. There's no cubes that literally 10 players can get bows in 20 seconds to recover from. So, look-wise, this map is fantastic. I love this map for its looks. It's probably my favourite map for looks in Murder Mystery, if I'm being honest. Performance wise, it's just a little bit on the weak side, I think. How it is like just an ESO but more open and mazy in the insides. However, I do need to address the elephant in the room with this map. There is one problem with this map that stops it from being my favourite. The lack of walls, making many people jump off every game, most of the time the murderer. It's rather annoying having games that end so quickly because the murderer just jumps off, and having murderer wins that are so few kills because people just jump off right at the start and you can't really do anything about it really. I actually don't have a lot of things to say about Chroma, if I'm being honest. It's the most balanced map, I think. It's not my favourite, but it's the most balanced map of the new three, definitely. It's quite a symmetrical design, which I think only Spaceship is symmetrical, and now Chroma is too, which is nice. And there's not really anything in this map that outlines to be favouring the murder or favouring the innocents. It's kind of open in areas, kind of tight, which is nice. And yeah, it's just, like I said, just a really balanced map, I think. Although there is one thing about the map which is included in Remnants, which just makes the game a lot worse, I think. And I'm going over it in here because I wanted to do the map reviews first. Armour was a terrible mistake. It went from bad to even worse. It used to work on all players, so innocents, sheriffs and murderers. But now I did a mini update. Armour doesn't even work with the murderers now, it's just a cosmetic they can buy for 9 coins. 9 coins is too cheap for armour as it is, And it even put it on a map where you don't get the second arrow, which again makes no sense, which is obviously why they changed it, so it doesn't work on the murderer. But it's still stupid that innocent should get armor, but the murderer doesn't. It's 15 innocents versus 1 murderer, and 2 innocents get extra protection. This update literally does everything in its power to make it harder for murderer. It is now in an extremely unbalanced situation. And yeah, like I say, it's going from bad to worse. It's hilarious. However, this doesn't stop me thinking Chroma is the best map still. It's still very balanced as you don't get second arrow, which is understandable for the armor nerf to murderer, but it's still stupid that it still works like that. And yeah, I'm not even done with the main thing in this update, which I'm thinking it may be my least favorite thing, or at least the most annoying thing. Words can't even describe how much I hate this. Who thought it would be a good idea for people to be able to get a bow in just 2 coins? Like, why? Purple coins being worth 6 coins is way too much, way too excessive, and the blue coins being worth 3 coins, it's alright. However, thankfully Hive did nerf this by not letting the coins spawn until 1 minute into the game. And they've also lowered the spawn rate of them, which, oh my god, they've done something right. So it would be a lot worse, but now I think it's a bit more balanced, the coins, and I think they are now in a livable condition now, so it's very mid, the coins now, it's not completely terrible. It's honestly quite sad when the best thing you can take out of this update really is the UI model changes, how there's floating candles in Manor, rotating globes in Museum, and the Sheriff hat being turned into a magnifying glass is okay, but I think I prefer the Sheriff hat, but yeah. There's also things like the Dragon Egg in Museum, which yes you can hide in, but it's not bad. They just gotta add barrier blocks and not something so you can't hide in it. But yeah, a lot of the UI changes I am very much for. The bookshelves and everything. Yeah, the UI changes make the game look a lot cleaner, and yeah, I definitely do like them. It's sad to say that this update was rather disappointing. There was a few mids, very few goods, and most of it is just an unbalanced mess. And yeah, it doesn't really help that Prestige came to Murder Mystery, which, yes, I will be linking the video I made on Prestige discussion in the description so you can see my opinions on Prestige coming to Murder Mystery as a whole, because I've already discussed it and won't do it in this video. But yeah, if I had to give my ratings for this update, it would be maybe like a 2.5 or 3 out of 10. I'm playing it more since the update dropped, mainly because I just generally do that when an update drops. I just play that certain game a lot more. And yeah, I'm already feeling the drive dying out, and I just don't really like it. What would make the update good? Remove armor, remove the second shot, nerf the cubes, as in just not give it a second arrow, or give something to murderer for it, like give the murderer an invisibility potion they can use whenever they like. And the coins have already been nerfed, but I think they could do with another nerfing. But yeah, it's sad to say this update is quite disappointing, but yeah, it's Hive, what do you expect? So hope you enjoyed this review everyone, and I'll see you next time.